So this memory has been brought to you by Gaming Boss Battles. Ah yes, boss battles. Famously known for making a player feel at one moment like a complete and utter badass, and in the very next moment, like a baby with a poop-filled diaper. But you know what? That's their job. A boss by definition is someone who's in charge, someone who's running the show. And although the tie-wearing monkey on top of the industrial-grade scaffolding may not seem like he's a threat, oh, he means business. Because of the tie. But the fact remains that in order to overcome these challenges, you, the player, sitting controller in hand, must use the skills and techniques that you've developed and practiced leading up to that boss. And it's funny because it's always when you start to feel like you're getting the hang of the moves and the mechanics that, boom, you're face to face with the boss, and everything you've learned, you have to do it again, and you have to do it faster and better than you've ever done it before. You see, a boss battle is a culmination of what you've learned, explored, trained, and solved. It is the test you've been studying for. You've taken the course. It's time for your final exam. And it's these exams, these moments, that are the source of some of our most memorable gaming experiences. Take for instance, Pokemon. We are gifted this weak and tiny pet monster, and over the course of 8 gyms, hundreds of trainer battles, and an elite quartet of the best the Kanto region has to offer, you face off with your hometown rival to truly see who is the very best. Or how about Metal Gear Solid, where you face off against Psycho Mantis, and the only way to beat him is by unplugging your controller and plugging it into a different port, just so the boss won't read your every movement. Or Shadow of the Colossus, where every battle in the game is a boss battle, every fight is important, and you feel like the worst human being once you defeat these beautiful beasts. And then you have a game that almost no one's heard of, from a franchise called Halo, where you take on the universe's greatest weapon, Spartan John 117, and you build up to the climax where you end up fighting weird space parasites. And yeah. And the thing these games have in common, and what they do so well, is that at the pinnacle of gaming glory, you become these characters. Whether you're Link, Mario, Solid Snake, Little Mac, Master Chief, you're no longer just a gamer staring at a screen. You're an extension of that avatar, connected by more than just a cord and controller. And it's not until you deal that final blow to the boss that you have earned the right to fight, that you have fully achieved gaming satisfaction. But in this video, we're going to talk about a specific memory of mine, a memory I had in my childhood. It was when I was playing on Nintendo 64, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. And in this game, you got to play the role of Dash Rendar. And I love this character because not only did he get to hang out with Luke and his gang, he had his own droid and his own spaceship. And if I remember correctly, he was good looking, right? So anyway, I'm playing this Han Solo-like character. And after navigating through an asteroid belt, I find myself on a dilapidated junkyard planet in search of a battle droid who knows the whereabouts of Boba Fett. And in order for me to get to this droid, it involved jumping train to train, dodging obstacles, and grabbing challenge points. And thankfully, due to my natural gift of expert hand-eye coordination, I was able to flawlessly reach the lead train. And it wasn't until that moment, when it blasted through those junkyard doors, I knew it was time. The face-off with the guy in charge, the boss known as IG-88. And I know what you're thinking. After so many game overs and retries, I finally got that last shot at him that ended up deleting his circuits off the face of this planet. But this is not that moment. This is definitely not that moment. And from what I can remember as an 8-year-old boy, I just sat there so frustrated thinking, this isn't right. I'm the winner in this story. I'm the hero. I'm the one who plays as Dash Rendar, and I beat this hunk of junk. But that's the crazy thing about this story, and probably what makes it the most memorable, was that it wasn't just about me. No, this story actually involved an unlikely gaming hero of mine. It was actually my father. He stood in front of me like some sort of superhero, ends up grabbing the controller, and after wiping off the blood, sweat, and tears, just proceeded to completely annihilate this droid. It was like listening to Mozart composing the Marriage of Figaro, eating a dish cooked by Gordon Ramsay, Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapels, and as the boss's health ticked away slowly down to 0, I knew he'd done it. I knew he one-shotted this boss. Okay, so it's possible that a lot of what I've been saying has been maybe a little bit exaggerated. To be honest, my dad wasn't really a hardcore gamer. He was hardly even a casual gamer. But you know what? It's my story. I like that every time I tell it, it gets a little bit bigger, a little bit more badass, and a little bit more epic. It's a memory about a shared triumph. And these kind of victories happen all the time in video games. And I truly thought growing up that this type of memory was unique to me. But I've come to find out that it's happened to all of us. It happens every day. And this is just mine. This is a shared memory I had with my father over 20 years ago. And I just will never forget that day I looked at him and I just couldn't stop thinking, you know what, that's him. That's Dad Rendar. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. If you guys have your own gaming memories, please comment, email, tweet at me, anything. I would love to hear about your guys' gaming memories and experiences. And if you guys enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you so much. Peace.